News 5 at 11 is sponsored by Metro Toyota, 50 years in the making, and our customers continue to send us their friends. Honored with the Emmy for News Excellence. News 5, on your side, starts now.
Normally, a D grade wouldn't be something to write home about, but for Canton City Schools, a D means the district is no longer at risk of a state takeover under controversial House Bill 70.
The school board shared the news at tonight's meeting, but some parents weren't impressed, especially in light of the district's new policy to stop bus service for some 750 students who live within a mile of their schools.
D doesn't stand for excellent. It stands for do better.
The school board's safety and security supervisor says the district is working with parents to plan safe routes to school. He says on busy streets, the district is adding crossing guards and that any adjustments they make will work now when it's 70 degrees outside and in January when it's 5 degrees outside.
In unsafe areas, the district is working with police to make sure there's an increased police presence when students are headed to and from school. Patricia Kelly says her granddaughter is one of the affected students, and after researching shootings and sex offenders in that area, she says she is frustrated with the new policy.
She'll never walk, so I'm not here for really her, because I'll make sure she gets to school. But it's the other children that somebody needs to be a voice for.
The superintendent says he understands the bus cuts are not popular, but stressed the district is facing budget shortfalls, and the changes will save $1.2 million every year.
The entire state will come out later this week. In 2018, 8 Northeast Ohio districts got a failing grade: East Cleveland, Cleveland, Euclid, Ashtabula, Painesville, Mansfield, Canton, and Lorain.
A local school district now making changes after a News 5 story about a little boy who had his lunch taken away in front of his classmates. Jefferson Sharpneck says cafeteria workers made him swap his lunch for a piece of bread and cheese last week, all because he owed $9. It also happened to be his 9th birthday. Green Schools did act quickly. To the big response from our story says going forward, all kids will get the same lunch, no matter the balance of their lunch fees.
These are kids. They're there to learn. They're there to be protected by those adults, not to be embarrassed or humiliated. I think they've stepped up. I just hope that they find a solution now to pay for all these student lunches that kids can't pay for.
Now, many of you have asked us how you can help. The Green School District says anyone can donate to their schools to make sure kids do not have negative balances on their lunch cards. And you can find out how to do that on our News 5 app.
The CMHA chief of police is responding to Cleveland City prosecutors' claims the department withheld evidence keeping the office from charging Mayor Frank Jackson's grandson in a brutal beating. Chief Andre Gonzalez says the assistant city prosecutor gave a, quote, cursory review of the investigation file and decided not to prosecute, end quote. He denies the claims the department withheld evidence. Last week, the county interviewed and charged Frank Q. Jackson. Jackson was in court this morning and pleaded not guilty to attacking a woman in June, punching and strangling her. Tonight, he is free on a $25,000 bond.
These two men lost a combined 42 years of their lives, wrongfully convicted for crimes they did not commit. Ruel Saylor and Charles Jackson say something has to be done to keep people like them out of prison. Live on your side, investigator Joe Paganakis, live outside the Cuyahoga County Justice Center.
And Joe, they say witness statements in murder cases needed to be handled much more carefully.
And Danita, they also say those innocence claims should be evaluated by a county that's outside the county where the original conviction took place.
And I was locked up for a total of 27 years, 6 months, and 20 days for a crime I didn't commit.
Charles Jackson and Ruel Saylor both symbolically standing in front of Cleveland's Freeze Stamp, both wrongfully convicted, both demanding justice reform. Jackson finally released in November 2018. And Saylor released from prison in March 2018. 15 years in jail for a November 2002 murder he didn't commit. Saylor says he was convicted on the testimony of an unreliable witness, and he's now calling for all witness statements taken by police to be recorded to improve their credibility.
I think that all interviews dealing with homicide, any crime period, should be done on body cam. Anything outside of those body cam tapes should be inadmissible.
We need to really make sure that we're educating jurors on what the standard of beyond reasonable doubt is.
Kimberly Kendall Corral, the attorney for both Saylor and Jackson, along with the Ohio Innocence Project, says too often convictions in murder cases carrying 20 or 30 years or even a life sentence are based on the testimony of a witness who is in some way part of the case.
But I can't tell you how many cases I have that rest on no physical, forensic, or scientific evidence. And in 2019, when there's science all around us, when we leave a mark everywhere we go, we can't be convicting people for life on just the words of other involved.
Corral says what also needs to be changed is the consideration of whether the convicted should later be found innocent is made by the very same prosecutor's office who earned the conviction in the first place, a conflict of interest, and an exoneration process Jackson believes is unfairly slow and arduous.
All right, Joe, is Cuyahoga County doing anything right now to respond to the problem?
Well, Danita, the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office started the Conviction Integrity Unit just a couple of years ago, providing resources and online applications for those filing those innocence claims. Reporting live here in Cleveland, I'm 5 on your side investigator Joe Paganakis.
New video tonight shows a car of suspected armed robbers weaving in and out of traffic in Parma as they lead police on a chase. Police say the trio here went into a Verizon store just before 6 on Sunday, pistol whipped the clerk, and got away with some phones. An officer spotted the getaway car and started chasing them through Parma streets. Eventually, that car crashed on an I-71 on-ramp, tried to run. Police say they arrested this guy a short time later. The 2 other suspects stayed in the car. They were arrested there. Police found several stolen cell phones inside the car. Police have not charged the men yet, but they are in custody at the Parma Police Jail.
A North Royalton man is facing attempted murder charges for attacking a police officer. Prosecutors say the officer went to John Pugnay's home after reports he was threatening someone on the road when he started fighting her and trying to gouge her eyes out. They say he pushed her to the ground and punched her while telling her he was going to kill her. A grand jury indicted him today, and he is expected back in court on Thursday.
I've seen some bad things, but this haunted me more than anything I've seen before.
A dog burned so badly in East Cleveland, a local veterinarian decided the only humane thing to do would be to put that dog down. A warning. This story is going to be difficult to watch.
East Cleveland police say the dog was set on fire Friday while inside a crate. News 5's Amanda Van Allen joins us with the search to find the person who would do something so cruel.
Come here, buddy.
He was running around just like any dog would.
He's alert, coherent, seemingly kind of happy.
But when you stare a little closer, you realize he is badly injured.
Buddy, right here. And now lift him.
East Cleveland police rushed a 9-month-old pit bull to the vet after an unthinkable crime Friday.
Do you have a doctor available, like, now? Dr. Alcorn, what's going on? We have a dog that is burnt really badly. Somebody set it on fire. It's in the back of his car in a blanket.
It was pretty apparent quickly that he had very severe burns over more than 30% of his body.
Dr. Jessica Alcorn and registered tech Diana Klimas at the Rainbow Veterinary Clinic tried desperately to save the pup.
When he first came in, I was shocked and horrified. I gave him pain meds right away.
But with injuries like this,
where he was burned, he had no skin, and you could see his muscles. The skin was gone.
They were forced to put him down.
I wish I could have euthanized him faster, because he was in so much pain.
The pit bull was burned and left for dead in East Cleveland in the 16,000 block of Nellicrest Street. Authorities say some residents in this apartment complex took in the stray pup and put it outside in a cage. Next thing they knew, someone used an accelerant to set the dog on fire. The person who did this has not been caught.
When someone does a crime like this, it's not just one time. They're going to do something like this again to other animals and to people too. I mean, when there's animal abusers, they will also abuse people who are at risk: children, elderly people, disabled people.
If you have any information, call police or Crime Stoppers to remain anonymous. Amanda Van Allen, News 5.
Well, a recent poll found that 90% of Ohioans support this is This is a story we're going to go to right now. We're talking about background checks. And we're talking about this right now because the Cleveland City Council adopted a resolution in support of a group pushing for more gun checks on private sales. Ohioans for Gun Safety are collecting signatures to petition the Ohio legislature to strengthen background checks in the state. They're fighting to close loopholes on online and gun show sales. The group needs more than 132,000 signatures.
Presidents wins.
Signatures.
U.S. are sick, and it could all be because of vaping. Tonight, Ohio supporting an effort to hold someone accountable for a growing epidemic.
And this is the last night for a little while that you're going to have cool, comfortable temperatures. You can open up the windows and not use the AC. Big warm up on the way. We'll let you know how warm in just a few minutes.
An Ohio State trooper who stopped to change a tire on a car on the side of the turnpike had a close call, as you just saw. A moving truck went off the road and hit the cruiser, just missing the car in front. The trooper jumped out of the way just in time while yelling to warn the driver. This all happened right in front of a sign reminding drivers to move over for emergency vehicles.
A misleading Instagram post may have turned what was intended to be a family-friendly skate night into chaos. Swarms of teens flooded United Skates of America in Wickliffe Saturday night, leading to fights and vandalism. Police body cameras also captured the moment one teen's mother tried to bring a pistol inside before she was arrested. Now, she does have a license for concealed carry, but firearms are not allowed inside that rink. Wickliffe's police chief says it may have all started because of an Instagram post from someone not affiliated with the rink advertising Saturday as a glow party for teens.
She said, no, this is a typical Saturday night. They have this, they try to make it family friendly. That's how they advertise it. And then somebody gets on Instagram or some other form of social media, and all these people show up. And she doesn't have any control over that, nor do we.
So, United Skates general manager says she will hire more security officers for future events.
The Ohio Department of Health is praising the FDA's warning letter to the e-cigarette maker Juul, calling the company out for marketing their products as a safer alternative to cigarettes. The letter says the company even gave a presentation to kids at a school boasting the benefits of vaping. The FDA is ordering Juul to respond within 15 working days with a plan to respond within 15 working days. In the past, its products are intended to convert adult smokers to vaping.
Can one really say with a straight face that e-cigarette flavors like Gummy Bear, Citrazing, Surf Cake, and Unicorn Milk are meant for 50-year-old chain smokers to stop smoking cigarettes?
The CDC is reporting at least 5 deaths and 450 possible cases of severe lung disease across 33 states, including 11 here in Ohio, that could be linked to vaping.
Akron's Kenmore Boulevard has been added to the National Register of Historic Places. According to the Better Kenmore Neighborhood Group, this is the first such designation for a neighborhood business district in all of Akron. Most of the buildings in the district were constructed during a 20-year period between 1908 and 1928 along a streetcar line. That designation will make certain buildings eligible for federal historic tax credits and will hopefully encourage more investment right there in the same area.
Well, Chance the Rapper is postponing his upcoming tour to spend more time with his family. He was supposed to be here in Cleveland on November 2nd at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. So anyone who has tickets for that show can redeem them at the rescheduled February 4th concert, or you can just get a refund. In an Instagram post, Chance wrote that he wants to be there for his newborn daughter. He says he hopes his fans understand and will forgive him in time. Well, the Brown season may be off to a rough start, but hey, Cleveland Browns fans, we don't give up that easy.
Not the real ones, and all that hope for the team contributed to a sold-out event tonight at First Energy Stadium. It's the Taste of the Browns, and it was back for year number 21. Man, those people walk fast. Guests were able to mingle with Cleveland Browns celebrities, sample food and drink. Wow, from dozens of local businesses. All the proceeds go to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank.
There's such excitement for the team. There's such a wonderful community commitment to our cause, to the fight against hunger. We're looking forward to raising a lot of money.
Food Bank's goal was to raise $325,000. That would be a record. And that would be enough money for 1.3 million meals as well.
Wow, great event every year.
Everybody's going to be back on the bandwagon by
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, I think so.
I saw your post today. That's exactly right.
Yeah, you know, you're hyped up as can be on Sunday morning. By Sunday evening, you're ripping your jersey off in frustration, and by Friday, you're
be
back
back
on the hype train.
Yeah, you'll be back.
I mean, it's just a vicious cycle of Browns fandom. So we'll be right back there.
Yes, we will. I agree.
The other thing coming back is the heat.
There you go.
A little taste of summer here once again. It has been fall here for about a week. We've been calling it fake fall. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s for us. 55 in Ashtabula with the clear skies. So we're dropping down into the low 50s likely in a couple of spots for tomorrow morning. Last night for a while here that you can get away without having the air conditioning on because temperatures are going to warm up for us. So summer returns back into the mid to upper 80s tomorrow. And it's very possible that we have a couple of temperatures in the 90s. A couple of spots could overachieve a little bit. Dry tomorrow, but then storms on the way for Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly Friday as well. So you're going to have to turn your air conditioning back on. I recommend doing it before you leave for work because you don't want to come back to the house being pretty toasty after a 90-degree day. Off to the northwest, a little bit of cloud cover, but we are mainly clear here across northeast Ohio. There's the warm front that's moving in for tomorrow, and it's going to help those temperatures. With winds out of the southwest, we're really going to see those temperatures skyrocketing along with this high pressure. All of this is allowing for that wind shift as opposed to the northerly winds that we've had. And here's this big area of heat. 90s to our southwest, triple-digit heat down towards Arkansas into Texas. So relatively comfortable around here compared to that kind of heat. But temperatures for tomorrow morning when you wake up in the upper 50s and low 60s will warm up fast. By lunchtime, already in the mid to low 80s, partly cloudy skies. Like I said, a couple of spots could reach close to that 90-degree mark for tomorrow. We are dry through the day for tomorrow. Tomorrow evening still warm. The overnight lows not nearly as cool. It won't drop as much. We are going to see some rain and storm chances for Wednesday, especially for Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. That's also because of that heat and humidity. So those rain chances are really going to pick up for us over the next couple of days. But tomorrow looks good. Mid to upper 80s, partly cloudy skies, and with that southwest wind, we see those temperatures jump. Really, a wind shift around here makes all the difference. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, some showers and storms. A little bit cooler for Thursday with more scattered showers and storms throughout the course of the day. Wednesday looks like it's mainly in the afternoon. Thursday looks like it's going to be on and off more through the day. So a little bit, it's going to be on and off in the afternoon. It's going to be on and off in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon. But we're drying up for the weekend. The weekend looks really good. Upper 70s on Sunday, low 80s on Monday, and dry for a few days there.
Well, last month, LeBron James returned to his hometown of Akron to film a new commercial for Blaze Pizza, and now the final cut is out.
There it is. It shows LeBron passing out pizzas in Akron's Highland Square. The commercial's a follow-up to the one he filmed last year. He pretended to be a guy named Ron, training on his first day working at the pizza shop.
You all right? Oh, no, I'm Ron. I don't know who LeBron is.
Yeah, you don't. LeBron is part owner of Blaze Pizza.
All right, so coming up in sports, we'll take a look at the Browns as they try to bounce back from their 30-point loss to the Titans, and we'll tell you why Baker Mayfield had to have x-rays done Monday. That's next in sports.
News 5 Sports is sponsored by your local Cleveland, Akron, Canton Volkswagen dealers.
The Browns will look to bounce back from their 30-point loss to the Titans when they hit the road for New York on Monday Night Football next week. And Baker Mayfield will have to have a better performance. He threw for 3 interceptions Sunday and looked like he hurt his wrist on this play in the second quarter of the game Sunday. Freddie Kitchens says the x-rays came back negative and Baker should be good to go for the game.
We're just now on the day after the game, so we have to see how he feels, but I'm pretty sure he'll be fine.
Hey, Freddie, after that Tampa...
I can't say anything definitive right now, but as far as me,
The loss Sunday, 18 of them, and this one was pretty big. Left tackle Greg Robinson had to leave the game after kicking a Titans player in the head. No word on a punishment so far from the league as of right now, although a fine is expected rather than a suspension.
I hope that's the case. Greg's very remorseful. Doesn't do us any good now. He understands what he did was wrong, and that won't happen again.
Something you hate to see. I hurt the team, honestly, and I feel like if I can have it back, I would do things differently. I didn't even know he was falling towards me, but as I hit the ground, I seen him, and yeah, my foot just made contact. I think it looked worse than it was, you know.
Now, while the defense didn't play up to par as the Titans put up 43 points, rookie cornerback Greedy Williams had a pretty good debut, and he says he's not worried about the Browns and the defense. They should be able to get things straightened out.
They put up 43 points on us, and, you know, we lost the game. So, just like I said, we come in the film room, and we fix everything that we need to fix. And, you know, this defense, it ain't no thought that we are a great defense. And, like I said, you know, one loss don't define us, and we definitely going to come back and try to, you know, correct the mistakes that we made in the game.
So we'll see what that defense can do next Monday night. Next up for the Browns, they travel to New York for a matchup with the Jets on Monday Night Football. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. And, of course, this game last year, Baker Mayfield got his first win of his career, as the Browns will look for their first win of the season. Interesting Monday in Berea.
Isn't it now?
Yeah.
always interesting.
Let's hope it's an interesting Monday in
Yes.
New York next week.
That's what we hope.
You hate to say week 2 is a must-win, but
week 1 was a must-win. But
I'd
now
say this is a must-win. How many teams make the playoffs after starting 0-2?
I'm sure we'll find out in about 20 seconds on Twitter.
Yes.
Somebody
let us know. What are the odds of that?
Brian.
We'll be back. All right, so who's on Kimmel?
Chelsea Handler.
All right.
Trisha Yearwood.
Oh.
And I think we have an answer to this. Between 11 and 13% of teams they'd start.
Not good. Win Monday.
We know you wanted the answer. They did the research in the break.